Hey, how's it going, everybody? Scott Spreitzer here, DocSports.com. Well, welcome to the update for Monday's card, January 20th, 2025. Comp play in college football's championship game. I'm going to talk about that in just a bit. Wanted to give this one to you as a comp. Listen, I wanted to see how much I appreciate those of you who stuck around throughout the football season because it didn't start well for me. Last part of August, terrible in college football. First couple of weeks of the NFL, terrible in pro football. But we turned it around since September 1st, right up until tonight. A nice 65% in college football. Doesn't get much better than that. And since mid-September, we ended up 64-42 in college and pro football combined, including this past weekend. And also, 11-2 in 2025. And I want to say, again, I appreciate all of you who've been on board, especially those who were there at the start when things didn't go well the first couple of weeks. But again, nice season overall, and got that college football comp play coming up in a moment. Real quick note about Monday for me. On my homepage at DocSports.com, I do have a 7-star play in the NHL. We're on a 33-14, $7,900 run in the NHL. 7-star is the star of the show for me on Monday. I've also got a 3-star in the NBA, where we've gained over $6,000 since December 1st. So if you want to jump on board, you can check out all my plays over on my homepage at DocSports.com. Also wanted to mention that this Wednesday night, Thursday morning, Indian Cowboy and I will be back with our next football show. We'll also talk a little college basketball, going to incorporate some hardwood into our weekly show. Let's get to the comp play for tonight. It is Ohio State and Notre Dame, of course, from Atlanta. Right now, a couple of the books that I checked with on Sunday afternoon were saying that Notre Dame was about 58-59% of the tickets that they've received thus far. However, that Ohio State number, which hit a low of 8 at one point, is back up a half a point to 8.5 in just about every book that I have. I've got 20 books on my line service. As far as the total, it's dropped a little bit down to 45.5. Listen, elite level defenses on both sides. We know that. We saw Notre Dame outquick their way on defense to get to this game. We saw Ohio State and what they did against their postseason opponents. And if you saw what Texas did, they looked in trouble in that game early on. They looked like they were going to get blown off the field against the Buckeyes. They made that adjustment. They threw to their backs. They threw to the short side of the field, as Joel Klatt has talked about. And they came within a strip sack fumble return for a touchdown of possibly tying that game up, eventually winning that game. Now, of course, I was happy that there was a strip sack because we had the Ohio State Buckeyes over Texas. But I really do question whether Riley Leonard can make those kind of adjustments, can make those kind of throws. It's not his game. His forte is to run the football very hard, where Ewers was able to make those timing throws, those short passes, all that kind of good stuff right after the snap of the center to take advantage of the Ohio State defense. Also, Notre Dame has lost a couple of left tackles on offense along the way. They got to face a defense that's averaged, over 5 sacks per game in the playoffs thus far. And then I also question if Notre Dame, who are quick on defense, will follow Michigan's lead, will follow the lead of the Longhorns on defense, and even Nebraska, who almost beat Ohio State. And what those teams did, they played soft coverage. I'm not the first one to talk about this, but they played soft coverage. They gave room. They made the Buckeyes think they could run. I think Klatt mentioned that also. And what we saw was Ohio State start to slow down a little bit on offense. I don't know that Notre Dame is going to be able to do that because they love playing man coverage. Soft coverage is not their game. It's all about man coverage. And then, of course, on offense, running the football. I think by the time it's said and done, Ohio State pulls away and wins this one by 14. As far as the total is concerned, I thought Indian Cowboy made a great point on our football show this past week when he said he thought if the Buckeyes win this game by more than the spread, by a couple of touchdowns or so, he thought it was going to be because Notre Dame's offense wouldn't be able to keep up. He also thought if it's going to be a Notre Dame close game or win, it's going to be because the Irish are able to defend the Buckeyes receivers and keep it a lower scoring game. Not going to probably win a shutout. So Ohio State minus the points. And again, if you're looking for that total, I really thought that Indian Cowboy made a great argument for the under. Ohio State, the comp play. And I'm Scott Spreitzer, DocSports.com. If you like these videos, click on the thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe. We certainly do appreciate it. Best of luck. Right back here early Tuesday morning with my next report. Real juicy spots coming up Tuesday and Wednesday in college basketball. We'll talk about those. Take care and good luck, everybody.